Yeah, I haven't done a benchmark video for ages. Thought I'd put this up. My computer's a bit old now, but I mean this is one of the latest games that's been released. The biggest thing is with the older tech, like I'm running SLI GTX260s, so the biggest thing is I can't run DirectX 11, so they don't do tessellation or any of the new effects. But I mean, if we go into the settings here, this is Lost Planet 2, of course, you can probably see that. 1920 1080, full screen 60 Hz, VSync off, anti-aliasing, that's as high as it'll possibly go. Motion blur, I turn motion blur off purely because, like, if I can in most games, I don't like to use it. Shadow high, texture high, rendering high, so everything high, yes. Now we'll run it. Test speed, test A like goes through a lot of different scenarios. But test B is a little bit quicker for the purposes of YouTube. It takes a pretty big, like, frame per second hit running the maxed out anti-aliasing, and there's really not a massive visual difference. Like, I'm running it on it's a 40-inch Bravia, that's why the resolution's different to what most of my other videos are, because I'm on different setup now. But I mean, on the Bravia it just looks beautiful, this game. The colours are fantastic, all the lighting effects look great. I mean, you see 30 and 20 like frames per second and it seems like that's nasty, you know, but for a game like this it's playable at like 30 frames a second. I mean, it'd be great to get a lot more frames per second, but you really have to notch the detail down, especially on my system. This is actually the stage of the demo, so you can actually download the demo for Lost Planet 2 on most systems, even the consoles, and this is actually the boss that you fight in the demo. So you see the coloured flashes from the explosions look absolutely awesome. Like the coronas around them look awesome, all the different colours. Textures are really nice on the cliffs and the ground there, looks really cool, really detailed. You see the drool coming out of the boss's mouth. Lone soldier in there is taking him out, a rocket launcher. This is where it takes a massive hit when he goes into the water. 14, 10 frames a second there, that was massive. So there we go, rank B, 31.4 frames per second. How long did that run? 3 minutes 20 seconds. What I'll do is we'll go back, go to the settings, and we will turn off anti-aliasing completely. Leave everything else as it is. You've got to make sure you click select. Yes. Back. Benchmark. Test B. So this is the same benchmark run again with no anti-aliasing, just to give you an idea of the performance difference. Straight away you get 50 frames per second there in that scene. I mean, at this resolution, like, unless it's really a game where there's lots of... It's mainly in games like Call of Duty that you notice it, where you see a lot of buildings where there's like a lot of hard edges and you'll get jaggies. In games like this where everything's so organic, like it's rare you even need like anti-aliasing, because there's not really much where you can actually see jaggies, especially if you play at a very high resolution. I mean, to me, looking at it here, you probably can't see it on the camera, but I can see a slight difference. But it's so minuscule between the two that it doesn't really make that much of a difference. And the performance hit is massive when you run such high anti-aliasing. be interesting to see. I've actually got my system's not overclocked at the moment because I've been using it for a lot of media stuff. I actually dropped it down back to 3.16 gig for the E8500, which is a standard clock speed. I could probably boost that back up to 4.2, so it'd be interesting to see what sort of performance gain I could get, purely because with the SLI they really soak up a lot of bandwidth, so you really need a processor that's really pumping out some speed. Yeah, where's the hit? 18, 11, oh, I see 9.9. Oh, single figures. See, it's not that much. It's weird because you see the last test, see rank B, and it averages out almost the same with or without anti-aliasing. So strange. But anyway, that's it. E8500, 3.16 gigahertz, dual superclocked EVGA GTX260s in SLI, 4 gig of RAM, all the other good stuff. But yeah, that's the sort of performance you can expect out of this game running on a system like that. It's running DirectX 9, of course. I said earlier I can't run DirectX 11, but yeah. What do you think? Tell me what you think, and if you want to see any other benchmarks, give me some recommendations on what you want to see benchmarked on a system like this. I'm happy to download it, run it, get the numbers, record it, put it on YouTube. Alright, see you later.